Okay, this is the Game Boy reproduction PCB by Retro Circuits. As you can see, this Game Boy has spaces for all three mapper chips, the original mapper chips, MBC5, MBC3, MBC1. These are the three most common chips, mapper chips. So you would have to pull an original chip from an original board for this. So when this is fully populated but without the mapper chips, it looks like this. This is a 2 megabyte ROM with the 256K SRAM. And so although the parts for the clock aren't for the MBC3 aren't populated. But most likely what we'll do is we'll just populate those as we need them, if we need them. Or it may be so cheap that we'll just have the fab shop just put them all there just because. So anyways, so this board here, this is just a little adapter board. I made the mistake of buying some from OSH Park, and they look kind of like this. There were some other ones that didn't have this little dogtail off of it, but these were just terrible, and so they were just terrible. So I made my own. And then I'll show you with it mounted onto a cart. So this is what it looks like on a cart. Some of the MBC one original carts. Let me see if I can find one. Well, anyway, so on some of these MBC1 carts, the what would be A19, which would be this one right here. Some of these are connected to ground, and so because the ROM is only a 512K, and so that that trace would actually be a ground, whereas on other carts that's A19. And so this bridge right here bridges A19 to here if needed. And so, anyways, so the resistor here is for A21. Like for example, this is a 2 megabyte max, but I have a 4 megabyte ROM on here, so we need to drive that high address line low, so it doesn't float. And then this is for the write enable. It's a resistor that pulls the WE line high. And it also connects over here for my programmer to the sound channel. Since they're both inputs, this is an input for sound, and this is and write enable is also an input. There's no conflict with connecting it to the sound. So, anyways, and then these pads here is A20, A21, and then this one over here is A19, just in case you come across a cart where that pin is grounded. And so then you could just run a jumper wire from there, there, etc. And so that's what this little guy is right here, and it shows you on the text, what everything is. In that bottom left corner, when to bridge, that SL, so on. And so anyway, so these are two new products that Retro Circuits is going to be making and providing. So here's some of the builds. So we already saw this one. So that's just got the adapter on it. And so here's one with the MBC1. That little resistor leg there will not be needed on the next version. So, But anyway, so this is an NBC1 build, 64K, 1 megabyte ROM on here. These are the AM 29F, 080s or the 016 or the 032, depending on which is which. Now the battery is, this is a CR1632, and just to give you an idea what that means is the CR1616, which is what most Game Boys came with, had only 60 milliamps of power. So the 32 has basically double that, almost double, a little more than double. And then the CR2025, which you find on most of the Pokemon boards with carts with the RTC, the real-time clock, those are rated at 170 milliamps. And so, and these are the high numbers. There are some lower numbers, but so the 1632, which is this one, it fits fine in the case, and and it's got more than double the power life, and so we use that one instead of the little rinky-dink 1616. So, but here on this is an MBC3. It draws more power because it has the real-time clock and the SRAM running. And so that's why Nintendo used a bigger battery. Now this cart is capable of the bigger battery, as you can see, but if you do put the bigger battery on, you have to put a piece of tape or something over this pad here so that you don't get any accidental shorts. So you just put some tape over this pad, and then it should be able to solder on these 2 points here just fine, just like you see it. Just like you see it there. So, and the battery does go over the little hole. You got this little stud, in the shell. You can cut that off, or in this case here, the battery is just lifted up just a little bit, to go over that little bump. So either way, it should work fine. So anyways, so let me, and this is the MBC5 build. So you got the 5, and this got a 4 megabyte ROM, and then a 256. So I'm gonna just do a couple of power-ons just to show you. Come on. Okay, so you can see that I already have a save file right there. 15 minutes, 9%. And so I'm just demonstrating that the cart works and it does save. So pardon my camera work here. Difficult to do this with one hand. Okay, so the next one is we'll do the one with the ROM. Now the SRAM's incorrect for this game, but it needs the bigger SRAM, but it's good enough for this demonstration. So. You can see that the time, the clock time is keeping fine. So, okay, so that's that. Then last one I'll show is the MBC1. I know my desk is a total disaster, so. Okay, so Super Mario Land 2. And you can see that I have level 3 save. So, anyways, so so this is the kind of the you know, one circuit board, you know, can do any of the 3 mapped possibilities, MBC5, 3, and 1. And of course, with the little adapter, you can modify an original board. Just ROM adapt. Now, the little jumper wire here is not necessary, but what we're doing is we have a bunch of these Japanese Super Game Boys, and so we're using, you know, the Super Game Boys as a programmer. So basically, we're just using the connector and the shell. So it's got a USB port here, and and then this is just like a simple no saving, you know, SNES game that we thought, well, might as well, you know, have it play a game too. So come on. So anyways, you know, the USB port's right here. You just put the cart, you know, in like a normal Super Game Boy would. You know, hook it up to the USB port on your computer, and you just, you know, drag and drop like some of our other, you know, programmers do. Pretty simple. All right, well, I'm not going to demonstrate the programmer because I'm waiting on a few more parts, but it does work. So anyways, this is the Super Game Boy, not Super Game Boy, Game Boy Color reproduction. So, you know, instead of buying, you know, one circuit board for this map or that map, then, you know, you just have one circuit board for all the maps. So, all right, well, that's it. These aren't, if anybody wants these, go to mordoffgames.com or retrocircuits.com and can check the progress. So see if they're ready to be purchased or not. And that's it.